But this really grew out of a project that we started that you can also see downstairs called Into the Sun. And again, starting with these sketches, Matt was interested to investigate, how could we take a human form and turn it into something much more plant-like. So you can see here this installed, I think this was in testing at 180 The Strand. And this is our executive producer, Claire Cook, experimenting with the forms that you can see downstairs as well. But this really kind of emerged out of some other rejected experiments that we did that we never showed to anyone else, where we were kind of thinking about slightly more disturbed coil-like forms. I could see people's faces screwing up in the audience. Yeah, this didn't last very long. But this was really an experiment to see and think about what would happen if we took not just one person being tracked in real time, but two, and how they could make a kind of play between them. So it felt a bit strange, so kept experimenting. And I should mention that we're a completely remote studio, and we have been since 2004, but we regularly come together, usually in Sheffield, where Matt lives, to experiment in person, because, the real world is still the killer app, and there's nothing to substitute for just being able to really rapidly iterate. You can see Matt there on the left, Claire on the right, and then that's Chris Mullaney, an amazing creative developer that works on a whole bunch of our projects. And then after these kind of slightly failed experiments, I managed to grab some of these sketches from Matt, which I love the emphasis on why there, like why is this happening? And what really emerged out of this was this idea that we could start thinking about things maybe not on the plant scale, but even smaller, on the kind of amoeba scale, and thinking about how two people could come together to kind of move other cells around or perhaps shelter from rain, but also thinking about how these bodies could come together in these kind of amoeba-like forms. I think this is my favorite sketch out of the whole presentation. I just love the Chinese dragon stroke centipede doodle there. But I think this really kind of pulls in on what Matt is interested in, which is this kind of constant cycle of this very analog thing of sketch, 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 and then moving along to some experimentation and this kind of more amoeba-like forms, like how does it combine? What happens if you put your hands together? What happens if you put your feet together? How does that combination work? And then really concentrating on this kind of feeling of merging and how these objects can come together, and then adding audio in as well, thinking about how different limbs could come together. Like, is it different if you put your feet together, or your bums, or your arms, or your heads? And then really testing a lot of work with the audio as well. So how it should appear and disappear. And this is the final piece. We spent ages on those pops.